A third thing that's been coming out that we really need to squash this one because it's so false, but it's an interesting. I mean, it's a clever little defense that's being used. This idea that we blow up motors, but nobody hears about it because we have people sign NDAs.
All the NDAs everywhere. Everything is an NDA, so you can say whatever you want because nobody can say anything because they're under an NDA.
Yeah. So there's this idea that there's all these 034 customers that have blown motors who have been shut up by NDAs, and we are blowing up motors but hiding it and covering it up with NDAs. Okay. So, and some are saying as many as 15 or 20 motors that we've blown supposedly are being kept quiet through NDAs. So I just want to out this one as a total blatant lie. At 034 Motorsport, we only use NDAs for one thing and one thing only, is for beta testers early in product development, where we want to get feedback from somebody on a car or an application that's not an in-house car in our development fleet. And so we will engage you, and many of you have done this with us. You might be testing a new intake for us or testing the new tune. We had a number of NDAs signed for people testing Climax, for example. The point of that is not to cover up a blown motor. The point is, hey, we're doing sensitive product development with you. We want to control the flow of information in the marketplace. And we've never sued anyone for an NDA. This is just a clear way in writing to say, don't talk about what you're doing with us. Keep it a secret. This is our deal. We're including you in on it. Be discreet. That's that's the only thing the NDA is.
Stuff is changing through those processes. The right amount of information needs to get out when it's ready. If you get all these different experiences, results, feedback, information coming out while it's in process, then it's a huge muddy mess afterwards that all of the rest of you that weren't part of the development process have to kind of sift through and figure out what this file actually is or what this product actually does.
So NDAs are for that purpose only. We have never had a customer sign an NDA who's had a problem with our product or who's blown a motor running our tune or something. And I will state this unequivocally for anyone out there, and you can use this as a verbal contract. If you have ever blown a motor on our tune and you signed an NDA, you now have permission to speak out. Go ahead.
Go for it. There are no NDAs, zero NDAs for blown motors.
You now have full permission from the president and CEO of 034 Motorsport to disclose whatever you'd like about your blown motor scenario that was preventing you before under the supposed NDA that doesn't exist.
Whatever NDA we did that we had you sign after a motor blew up.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let the world know, because there are zero of them.
But this is a blatantly false narrative that's being propagated to attack us, and it's just not true. Now, have customers blown their motors on 034 Motorsport tuning while running 034 Motorsport tuning? Yes. So have Jackal. So have all the other tuning companies in our industry. Motors blow up stock. In fact,
far more have blown up stock than
we say this all the time. There are many documented cases of engine failure with factory B9S4s at Audi dealerships. It's still a very small number of cars, but it's going on even on stock calibration. So if a customer does have any problem on our products, whether it's a blown motor or a squeak or a rattle or some play in something, then we do an in-depth investigation with that customer through our customer service and engineering department, and we get to the bottom of what's going on. If we determine through our extensive analysis efforts that our product is the problem, then we 100% stand behind it every single time. But there are many cases where customers have problems, say, with their engine, and we do our in-depth analysis. We've even had customers ship motors to us, and it's extremely rare, almost has never happened, where the root cause was our tuner calibration. So not only do we not keep it quiet, we work with that customer openly through our customer service process to take care of that customer if there's anything that we've done wrong. And that's our commitment. We've been in this industry for 20 years.
We've talked about this a lot before too. The instances where something does happen, we do reach out that we know about. We'll try and get motors sent to us. We'll try and figure out some post-mortem on stuff. It's exceedingly rare that is a option that people take for whatever reason. We've had a couple of motors that we've shipped here and did a teardown on, found the root cause, which was a mechanical in the instances that we've seen here. So yeah, I mean, we do take it very seriously when there is an issue, but we do not go blasting NDAs around.
So I'd like to put this NDA thing to bed, but if you hear this, it's just completely a straw man. And again, like I said, it's a clever one. It's a little narrative that kind of works. It makes sense. Until you know that it's not even true.
You can literally spin any story you want and just be like, well, I heard about it, but it's behind an NDA, so that person can't talk about it. So
someone says, what would you say in response to Mario Malari and his accusation that he has 18 blown 034 engines? It's just more BS for Mario. He's one of the major people who are leaning on this NDA idea. If he has 18 blown motors, how many of the blown motors in the United States do you think go to Mario? 5%? 10%? So does that mean there's 100 blown 034 motors in the U.S.? Well, where are all these people? Oh, we've given them NDAs? Well, what does it cost to get to someone to shut up? Let's just say people are really cheap and they would shut up for 10 grand, right? Because replacing your motor is going to cost at least that much. So you're telling me 100 times 10.
Yeah, why would they sign an NDA, of course, without that?
So you're telling me there's a 6-figure amount of NDAs that we've paid out to keep people shut up, which is why you don't hear about anyone speaking out about their blown motors, despite supposedly Mario. So the funny thing is, yesterday it came out that Mario blew up someone's motor, and that's verified. And in fact, there's a picture that he used, which could be that person's motor.
Again, there's so little information and so little actual, I don't want to say actual truth, but actual data that comes out of what is said from him. You have no idea what is real and what isn't. You're
talking about data. There's zero information.
Information anyway. He makes wild claims. He works on hundreds of DSG services and clutch packs and knows how much calibrated clutch slip is required for a transmission to last, but it has zero data. You ask for any kind of proof, it never happens. So it's just, I don't know why people listen to anything he says.
And again, let's remind everyone, this is the guy who's post-verified false drag. He's lied about running a time.
Simple
printed them out.
And it was fake.
Yeah, printed
them out, went through a reasonable effort to lie about it. So you have kind of a group of people who have a track record of being very
that's your benchmark of truth right now is what we're trying to combat here. And again, there are no NDAs. We've asked anyone that has supposedly signed these mystery NDAs that they don't need to abide by them anymore. So for any blown engines.
Yeah. So I've gone off about Mario before. The guy has zero credibility, and he's provided zero credible information. He just has like stock photos of blown B9 motors, I guess, or he keeps taking pictures of the same things. I don't know what he's doing. But again, all NDA people who supposedly have signed NDAs with us can speak out if they'd like. Knock yourself out. Except 034 Motorsport employees. Let's just make that clear.
Yeah.
If you work for 034 Motorsport, you have an NDA.
That's just your normal IP stuff.
One thing I wanted to touch on that we didn't. So Cameron Purser blew up his motor doing development testing for us.
He did, yeah.
Okay. He was pretty clear before and after that his engine was hurt. He put out a whole piece explaining, not blaming us, not blaming our tuner calibration.
Right.
But during that process, it came out that he had never signed an NDA when he entered our beta testing.
Yeah, that was an oversight on myself and the process because I was just trying to get him set up.
It was a mistake. So we woke up one morning and found out that he was posting information about his blown motor that he hadn't even told us. Yeah. So at that point, we realized the first question was, why is he talking about this? He's a beta tester. He should be under NDA. He wasn't. So then we reached out to him to engage him in the NDA, which should have already been done.
Yep.
Normally it would have been, but again, there was a lapse in process. And so then that kind of came out that's what we do when someone blows a motor.
That's a good
we
point.
rush
That
out to
might
do
be
the
the seed of
NDA.
it.
I think that's probably the seed of this, and Cameron Purser and the Jackal guys are trying to use that to say, aha, we caught them trying to do an NDA when someone blew a motor. No, we didn't offer Cameron anything to sign it, and
we weren't trying to sweetheart the deal. It was just
he actually he kind of owed us to sign it because he was part of our beta program, but we ended up parting ways, and he didn't sign it. He refused to sign it for some reason, and here we are. So, but yeah, we don't. I think that's where this NDA myth has come from, and it's really being used to propagate a lot of false claims.